Hello, everybody. Huh. You're all muted. They can't hear you guys talking. Now you're not muted anymore. Now they can hear you. So, oh, stop it. Zip it.
Nazi punching.
Yeah, no, they couldn't hear you. You guys are
Yes.
muted. You're safe. You're safe. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. It's been a week since we were here. We're back to Achtung, Cthulhu. We had some technical difficulties last week, and had some audio issues. So you hear my voice in the raw, naked this week. I still haven't fixed them, but it's working, and that's all that matters. So we're back.
Yeah,
I gotta
please.
gotta put those
Terms
filters
and
back on.
conditions for Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're back. We're back, and unfortunately, we're gonna be away next week because I'm gone on vacation. But we're back for 1 week, but we're having a special surprise return when we do come back in 2 weeks after this. So stay tuned for that. But let's go around the table. Everybody do your introductions. Jeff, tell us about Pavel, please.
Yes, I am Pavel Voracek. I am wandering druid. I'm from the Carpathian Mountains. I walk in people's dreams sometimes. I have a pet marmot named Gregor. He's right here. I'm hoping tonight we can commandeer the tank and make this beautiful painting turn realistic. So once we take it over, we let Gregor drive it around. It would be very fun, I think.
I think so too.
Mhm.
Megan, tell us about Ruby, please.
I can't wait to see Gregor drive the tank myself. I think it'd be spectacular. I play Ruby, Lieutenant Ruby McKay. She hails from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, where she was more than happy to work as a waitress until Roger, the love of her life, walks in, swept her off her feet, and she followed him over to England. Long story short, there was a building that fell on him. He died. She woke up in a hospital and decided to take on the role of nurse and was recruited into this ragtag bunch of, I'm going to call us heroes today.
We are heroes. You are heroes.
Yep, absolutely. And here we see where we'll be, and we'll see which identity Ruby decides to go as.
Yeah, Ruby's the hero of this tale, setting down the path to save the world in the secret war that's taking place during World War II. Aaron, tell us about Leopold.
Yeah, I am Leopold Brun, or my friends who call me Leo. I am a scion of a family of very powerful psychics. We are from Munich, Germany, and we fled years ago before the rise of the Nazis in our homeland. I am a powerful psychic voyeur and an inspired telepath, and I have joined forces with this crew to help ensure that the forces of Nacht Wolf and the Black Sun are thwarted in their efforts. And I too want to see Gregor drive a tank. Yeah.
I do too. All right, admittedly, I do too. Jeremy, tell us about Jonathan, our proto Captain America.
I'm Sergeant Jonathan Morris. I'm a simple guy, got gunned down, brought back with an experimental blood transfusion. I soak bullets with my face. But at the end of the day, I'm just a man with a job. And that job today is to number one, punch a tank, and then two, put Gregor in the tank. It's very straightforward.
All right. So, very good. For those of you at home who are wondering what's going on, we left off with the tank barreling at them through the desert. A Panzer II, flanked by 3 Opel Blitz transport trucks. I think it was 3. But before that, what we did in this session was we followed the vision that Ruby had, and they went to... The name of the place escapes me, and I don't have my notes in front of me, but...
The Dreamlands of Duat.
The Dreamlands of Duat, the ruins of Dendera. I do have my notes in front of me. Look at that. Where you went into the Dreamland of Duat. You consumed the red ale, and you all slipped away into Duat. And there you faced some trials. You faced a giant snake guardian sort of thing, and it asked you your name and tried to see if you were lying. You all got past that. And then the next trial was to sit down and play a game, which Leopold just amazingly just annihilated the next snake guardian at. You continued on through a few more doorways, and then it led into a room with scales. Is that correct? Room of scales. if I'm remembering correctly. Back me up here if I'm missing
That is
any.
That is
correct.
right. That is correct.
Yes, and you all had to weigh something. Typically, you have to weigh your heart to proceed. But looking at the hieroglyphs and everything near there, you determined that you had to weigh yourself. And Ruby, being the one who was sent here on this journey, volunteered to climb up on the scale, and she weighed herself against that ostrich feather, similar to the one that she used on the water of the well. And the scales balanced, and the door opened to lead on. And that's when you went through a hallway of covered in the faces of the dead. Was that the hallway that we went through
Mhm.
next? Yes, the faces of the dead. And then there was also like these horrible, monstrous creatures all over the ceiling. Was there not? Like unearthly creatures. From there, you found your way to a shore where there were willow trees everywhere. And you built a raft and you went across this water to a island that had a similar but smaller temple to the one you entered originally. You went over there, and as soon as you went over, the lake burst into flames, and all those strange, horrible, hideous creatures you saw hanging from the ceiling of that one hallway were swimming around in the water everywhere. You spotted a couple times, I forgot to mention this, the blue-robed monks or purple-robed monks. It's kind of been retconned at this point. Blue-robed monks. They were spying on you. One of them saw you and he dashed away. You then had to face a giant snake worm multi-headed faced guardian before you could go forward, and you presented treasure that you had gained before, your shield, right there, Jonathan, to show you were worthy. And then you went into a temple, and there was a room with 4 statues in it holding these sun idols or sun statues at various heights, above their head, at their waist, behind their back, sit down at their feet, and you had to figure out and choose the correct one, because one of the ones was the artifact, the item that you were there for. And after some deliberating, you guys figured out the right one. You grabbed it. You were sent back to the world of the living, and that's when you came around from the little area that you were hoveled down in, and you passed out, and you saw this Panzer II German tank tearing straight across the open desert towards you in your direction, flanked by the 3 Opel Blitz transport vehicles, most likely filled with Noctwolf soldiers. So, let's pick up where we left off. What do we want to do? You guys have time. It's not right there, but you see the dust being kicked up across the desert. This thing's barreling towards you. It's not fast. The jeeps are definitely much faster. What do you want to do? You guys got time to prepare.
Well, my friends, do we do the unexpected and attack, or do we flee?
That's a good one.
Pavel looks at Sergeant Morris like,
I mean, come on. They'll never see it coming. Well, they will see us coming.
element of surprise. Yes.
Element of
yes.
surprise, yeah.
But then, perhaps before we go, I can do what I have done in the past and connect us metaphysically, surround us with a force of our own great strength and will to buffer us in our efforts. However, it will only last for a short time, so we must immediately engage with them once I have brought us together.
Yes, yes. I can close the distance once you are done with that. I can make sure we get very, very close. One might say I could put us right on top of them. If that would be useful to you, Mr. Morris.
I would love nothing better.
But if we get the tank, just remember, Gregor gets to drive.
I understand. I'm only going to clear it out.
Once
He gets
we
to
are-
drive.
Once we are on the tank, I believe that I have this strength of mind to pick up one of the trucks and crush it against one of the other trucks, hopefully disabling, perhaps killing most of the people in the two. There will only leave one truck in the tank to disable.
Okay. Can I just sit here and watch this? I think it'd be absolutely amazing to watch.
No, you're coming with us. You're going to be on the tank with us, yeah?
Right. Yes, okay. When do we
You're
go?
going to go inside with Mr. Morris and you're going to stab them with your little knife and they're going to die and then it's going to be great.
Right.
Or we're
Plus-
all going to die. One of the two. I don't.
No, we'll be fine. The thing is, honestly, Gregor would never want to admit it, but he's gonna have a little trouble reaching things, so he might have to sit in your lap to drive.
Oh, that'd be so exciting.
It'd be so adorable.
Then I suppose we must seize the day and the moment, and I will let me focus my attention on the stand close, my friends. And I will enact inner nirvana. But I'm not going to spend any momentum, so it's just going to give us 3 points of cover. But remember, on your turn, every turn, you get your resilience back in stress. So
So good.
So good.
see. Oh, well, it succeeded with the complication.
Ooh.
But I'm
do you
going
just
to
want
buy
to?
that complication off with threat. Yes, we don't need.
We're
any
already
more
dealing with a
suffering at this point.
complication right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
So,
that's best.
So I will then try to resist the drain, which I do easily. So everyone has an additional 3 points of armor, and every turn you get your resilience back in stress for 5 rounds. So probably 4 rounds after we engage the target, if we do it quickly.
I feel so vigorous right now. You know, I feel like I could take on Sart. Never mind. I wasn't even going to finish.
We
the
are tightly
sentence.
connected. Our strength and our auras are one, and we will succeed now.
Yes, everyone huddle up. Come on, put hand in middle. Let's go. Go team time. Let's go. Yes, come on, even you. And Gregor will reach his hand out. I'm like, are we ready to go? They're getting close now. I can see them. Can I see them, Matt? I'm assuming.
You can see them. So they're at extreme range right now, but you can see
Oh,
them.
they're extreme? Okay.
Yeah.
If they're extreme, we have to wait till long for me to be able to use my...
Then I would have
My,
waited to
attack.
cast that until
Yeah.
we were in range.
Sure. Yeah. We can. That's fine. So yeah, you're just gonna
Okay.
sit there and wait and watch. It looks like the Opal Blitzes are keeping pace with it. They're not leaving the Panzer II alone.
That's
Okay,
good.
I'm going to spend I'm trying to remember luck spends or fortune spends. You can spend a fortune to automatically get a crit. Is that right?
Yeah, to get a
Yes.
crit. Or you can spend one after the roll to re-roll as many of the dice as you want that failed.
I'm going to go ahead and spend it to ensure that this works, and then I will spend the momentum and a few other things. So everyone huddles together. I'm going to tap into my weird. So as you all huddle in and you put your hand in, you notice growing out of my own arms and hands, it gets all very translucent like, and like little vines and roots begin to like burst through the skin. My face gets all very strange. Looks like it's like you're looking at the tree at a certain point, and little sprouts of like leaves and such start coming out. And you've seen this before, but technically this means you could potentially suffer some mental stress because you're really close now. And then I'm trying to decide. So I'm gonna use that 2 momentum
Okay.
as well, and I'm going to So I'm gonna use 1 to get an extra die, and then I'm going to do 1 to steal myself because I'm gonna try to boost my power on this. All right. So then this is a I think this is a mysticism one. Let me roll that. All right, so I spent 1. So I'm just gonna roll the 2 die. I'm just gonna roll 2 dice because one of the dice is an automatic crit because I spent the fortune on it. So
Okay,
these
makes
are
sense.
the other 2 that I'm rolling. Okay, so there's 2 more
Nice.
successes. So that
Sure.
momentum that I spent is back. I'm then going to use that momentum again to increase our cover even more. And so as you all
Oh boy.
kind of huddled up together, I'm like, okay, here we go. We will instantaneously disappear and then reappear right on top of the tank. And there's going to be surrounding us. There's all sorts of these different like vines and roots that are kind of helping to obscure that can be kind of brought along with us. And then let me roll cost, and you all suffer 1 mental stress per effect I roll on this. So this is going to be, and since I use
Minus
weird
your
items-
courage.
So that's
Yeah,
it. We're in the thick of this now. You guys are doing
Okay.
this.
Only 1 effect. So only is like come bursting through. That will not actually hurt me at all because I spent no extra stuff to steal myself. And we land in the middle of the tank, and how is my face? Is it okay? As roots begin to fall.
Look kind
Here we
of
go.
funny, not so much here or here, but like all through
Whoops.
here.
And
Let's
how
see.
much cover did we get from that?
So that's a plus. I believe it's plus. Let me give you. I think it's +3. Let me double check.
Oh my gosh.
So that is an additional. I'm sorry, additional +2 until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
My word. Okay, so we're in combat. I take it. We've now.
Yes.
I'd say this is initiated combat. That wasn't combat before, so we haven't used turns because it was at such extreme range that nothing is hurt. So we're now in combat. So it's your guys' turn. So you're all standing on top of the Panzer II. It's rumbling. The two Opel Blitzes are like driving beside it. The driver from one like does a double take and looks over and sees you there, and you see him like shouting at the guy in the cab next to him. Remember, I said the backs of these things are covered, so there are most likely troops in there, but you can't see them right now, and they can't see you. But like a driver sees you, another passenger on the other side of the tank sees you, and they start kind of like pointing and shouting within the cab at one another.
Well, I don't know. You want me to jump in there first, or maybe you want to hit the trucks first with your fancy gimmick?
I'll try to. I guess I could try to hit the trucks first if you want me to try to take out.
I mean, that
So-
mitigates them shooting at us.
Yeah. So Leo again reaches out with his mind. You don't even really see anything. You just kind of feel the air chill around you. You know, the hairs on the back of your neck stick up. And I'm going to give you 3 threat, Matt, to get 2 extra dice. 'Cause
Ooh,
gotta
thank
get a
you.
Minimum. I got to get a minimum of 3 successes on this because of the scale of this.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take your threat.
But so I'm going to pick one of these up, flip it over, and slam it down onto the second one. In theory.
Scale 3. So that's your difficulty. Yeah, you know
Yep.
that. We talked about before the session. Those at home, just to give you like a rundown of the rules, when you're dealing with vehicles, they have a scale rating, and each point of scale they have adds to the difficulty. So all these vehicles are a scale 3. So that's why we're dealing with a 3 difficulty on these rolls right now.
So I'm using grasp to pick one up, flip it, and slam it down on the other. 4 dice. 5 successes. Yes. So we get 2 momentum back. And I am going to spend a fortune point to make it happen. Initiating the truth that the 2 trucks slam together, their gas tanks burst, and the trucks fall back. Either they're destroyed but they're at least out of they're no longer moving. What do you think about that?
What do I think about that? I think it's pretty damn awesome. So yeah, you pick up this one screaming, guys are shouting. You see guys like leaping out of the back and they're falling because it's moving at the time, and it picks up and there's momentum. They're hitting the ground, it's kind of rolling, and they're hurt and they're screaming and shouting. There's a guy, like the passenger out of one has the door open. He's hanging in out of the cab, and this goes up straight over and slams down to the other one, and just as you roll past it, a massive explosion goes off next to you, and you shield your eyes from it, and you just hear screams coming from the crater that's now in the desert where these 2 trucks slammed into each other.
They have clearly chosen the wrong side, I think, my friend. Huh?
Wow. It's so fun hanging out with you guys. Love it.
I missed it. I had a root in my eye. Could we just? Oh man, okay.
Did you want to spend momentum and keep the turn in your court, or can it go over to me?
I mean, should we
man,
give him a
get in
turn?
Oh no, screw that. Get in there, man. Get in there. Let's go.
All right, let's spin the
Let's
momentum.
plan.
Rip open the top. Hop in.
All right. So yeah, you're gonna just like turn the locking mechanism on the top and just open it up.
Yeah, just open it up.
So you open it up, and there's a German looking up at you. He's startled, and he's screaming and shouting in German. He's, for those of you who know German, Leopold and Pavel, he's, there's Americans on top of us. Americans on top of us. The enemy are here. The enemy are here.
I'll
He
shout
says
Gazoon
hello.
tight.
He's correct. We are here.
He's
This is
struggling to
true.
get his sidearm out as you fling it open. There's like two of them like squished because it's not huge. Like I did show a picture. I'll show a picture again in the pants too. It's not a massive tank. It's not like the Tiger or the Panther that you'll see later in the war. These are actually quite small tanks that you're dealing with. There's a guy sitting on top. So this thing is pretty small. You're all kind of huddled around that turret at the top. You're hanging on, like you're standing on the back and around it, but it's not huge. One of you even maybe is sitting in front of the gun on the front there. You got your legs over the little opening, the little peek hole in the front. But yeah, you fling it open. A German's he's panicking. He's going for his sidearm. What do you do?
I hit him in the face.
Bam. All right.
Preferably if the shield can fit through with that. If not, a fist.
The shield won't fit through that, but you can definitely get your fist through there.
Oh wait, I've got a sword.
You do
no,
have a
Apple.
sword.
Pablo was feeling so hurt right there when you wouldn't stab him with the gift he got you.
You do
I'm
have.
sorry. It's a magic shield, man. I wanna use
No,
it.
I understand the shield, but the fist? Come on, you can fist anytime.
I'm sorry. I can fist anybody anytime, but today I'm stabbing.
We are in Egypt. You have Egyptian sword. How often is this opportunity going to happen?
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. All right. I'll use my talent that lets me get an extra dice on that. And then agility. Let's go.
Oh my god. You guys with the crits tonight. Give yourself your momentum. You get what, 3 momentum? It was difficulty 1. He was right there. It wasn't hard to do. And he's like confined in tight space. You're just like punching down at like a helpless guy essentially. So your fist just comes down, cracks him. Oh, sword. I'm sorry, your sword.
Yeah.
Are you just like stabbing straight down, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
Shish kebab.
Just shish kebab, if possible. Like, you know what? Can I spin one of those momentum? I would actually, if I did the piercing effect, it's not like it would stab into the next guy, but that would be hilarious. Nah, I'm just gonna do regular. I might put like 1 or 2. I'll put an extra point into the damage, just for the fun.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
go ahead. What is roll your damage, please, and your effects and all that good stuff?
Okay. I don't think I really have any special effects. It's gonna be basically just a lot of dice.
8 damage and 3 effect. What was the effect on the sword? We talked about it last time. Just turning to it quickly. Saber parrying.
It can parry, but that's just like if I'm defending myself. So for the moment, I just settle for 8 damage.
8 straight damage. Well, you inflict. Okay, these guys only have 1 injury. These are just your basic German infantry. How do you kill this soldier who's panicking and reaching for his sidearm?
Okay, I start to grab him with my hand because the shield won't go through. I see the hurt on Pavel's eyes. I say, I'm sorry. So I just grab him by the hair, take the sword out, shove it through his throat, crank it, rip the head off, hand it to Gregor. I say, I'm sorry. I hope that's okay for you.
So he just like gurgles and like blood just kind of seeps out of his mouth. You pull the sword back out and he slumps down on the other guy, the driver, and he's like, all of a sudden the tanks are kind of veering sideways as all of a sudden this weight falls on him and he's trying to keep this thing going forward, and you all kind of shudder and hold on to the tank.
As good news, we have extra momentum to let Gregor start driving.
Yes. And Ruby can go. Like, this is great.
All right, it's my turn.
Well,
We could spin momentum and just let Ruby go.
I think we
I
can
know,
only
that's what I was
spend the
thinking.
You can
momentum
only do it
to
once.
keep the
You can only do it once, and then it goes to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we
I
do
guess
have
that
to
makes
give you a
sense.
turn.
Otherwise, yeah, the GM would never go.
No.
Okay, so a passenger in the one remaining truck is gonna take out his MP40, level it, and just start shooting at you. Now, you are moving, and it is a close quarters weapon, so we're gonna make this a little bit more difficult for him. But thankfully, I have a ton of threat that I'm sitting on, so I'm gonna spend some of this threat and gain some extra dice. I'm gonna need so much. I'm gonna need 3 successes, I think, to hit you. Close quarters. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. 2 successes. Oh, it's not public. I only got 2 successes. I'll make those public going forward. Only 2 successes. I miss. So it's back to you guys.
Leo, so you know this slot here, that's where the driver sees, right?
Yeah, that is my understanding.
Oh, excellent.
Ruby.
Excellent. So I'm gonna because I'll be hanging on to the turret at the front.
Sure.
Right? So can I lean down and like shoot my pistol in there?
Mm-hmm. So there's a body on top of him. You can kind of just like move the body aside and just like fire at him point blank, if you want, or like you want to peer through the front, like where he's, because the guy who's left there is just driving. So the guy you killed would have been the guy manning the turret, and he would have been the spotter, and all that's left in there now is a driver. So you saw how there was that like little peephole at the front, a little slit. You could like look at him through there and shoot him. You can like look down into the top of the tank and shoot him. Whatever you want to do.
That's totally what I want to do. I want to look at him through the like little thing at the front.
Okay.
And shoot.
Yeah, all of a sudden you kind of like look over, like upside down, we'll say. Your hair hangs down. All of a sudden your face is there looking at him upside down. And you see like a shocked look on his face. And I'm going to say next thing he sees is a pistol pointed right at him through the little slit on the front of the tank.
Totally. And let's see. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
my
Amazing.
Critical success. Go ahead. Roll your damage, please.
I think this is it.
Did you? And don't forget to take that momentum. If somebody hasn't added to the pool,
I
please
did.
do so.
I ended it.
Thank you. This is it was a 1 difficulty because he wasn't going anywhere. 3 damage, 1 effect. Vicious.
So it's 4 damage.
4 damage. All right. What's my little wimpy German soldier got? He has armor, surprisingly. So it does stop some of this. And so you shoot, and he like jockeys to the side quickly and like kind of moves out of the way, and it hits him right in the shoulder. He doesn't quite get out of the way, and the bullet sinks in, and all of a sudden you see blood just seeping down his shoulder. But he's not dead. He's still alive. He's still alive. You hear him screaming in pain. Does anybody want to spend a momentum to go next? Or do you want to send it back over to the Germans?
I think all of us have gone.
Oh, have you really?
Triggered combat.
Ooh.
Well, because I triggered combat with my teleport, and then everybody
Yeah.
else has
Yep.
done.
All right.
So I think we've all gone.
So over on the Jeep next to, all of a sudden, it's a cloth backing on this truck, and you see a knife pierce through and go down, and all of a sudden, you see these hands rip the cloth apart, and you see 4 German soldiers in the back of this truck, all staring at you. There's still like the framework on it around that was holding the fabric in place, and the fabric's whipping in the wind as they're still driving, and you also see that the truck is looking like it's trying to make its way over towards you on top of the tank. One of these soldiers is going to try and shoot at you. He's going to use his Car 4, his Gewehr. We're also going to add a difficulty to this, though, because you are moving targets, so I will make it a bit harder. So he's going to need... This is a optimal medium range, so he's going to need 2 successes against you. Whoa!
Ooh.
Holy crap. I'm glad I didn't have that one hidden. Okay. Okay. I'll give myself some threat.
Well played, German soldier. Well played.
So on a crit, you get extra dice, right? For you, yeah, good stuff. Right? Is that how it works? I never get crits on my attacks.
It gives you momentum or threat, which you can maybe spend.
All right, yeah, all right. I'm spending it. I'm spending it to get more attack dice. And then I'll decide. Let's decide now who I'm going to shoot. Pavel's 1, Ruby's 2, Leopold's 3, Jonathan's 4. Jonathan, it is.
Yes.
You're the one person who I cannot hurt, no matter what.
Come here.
All right, let's spend some dice, spend some threat,
Feeling lonely.
and try
Tickle
to
me with your bullets.
try to hurt him here. All right, so he aims his Gewehr, fires. It hits you, but like it hits your armor and it kind of like stops before it even like gets to your skin. It doesn't even like get to your clothing. It's just absorbed.
Come on, you didn't even shave any hair off my face. Worthless.
That's one of the 4 in the back. We'll do the same thing. We'll just quickly ruffle
I'm
through
gonna
these
point
guys.
out the next one.
Ruby's the
Fine.
next one.
Oh, come on.
You just want to be shot by all of them?
I do. I want to take all the
Complete
bullets.
miss. It's like shaking. They hit a rock, and all of a sudden the whole thing like shudders up in the air, and he fires, and it goes wide. I even spent momentum. Spent threat on that one. What a waste. The next shot is going to be at Pavel. Everybody's getting a turn.
Don't forget, this whole thing is covered in like old roots and stuff, giving us extra cover.
I also miss you because I need the extra success to hit you.
Did you hear something?
And the last shot is going back at Jonathan.
Come on.
It goes wide because I need 2 successes to hit you as well. And the driver is just like all of a sudden he excels, and the vehicle itself like boom, like shudders up against the tank and hits up against with a thud. You guys don't really feel anything. More like the guys in the back all kind of like fall over and they get back up on their feet. And now like the truck is keeping pace with you. Let's go back at the top of the turn order. It's you guys.
I could summon a cyclone on top of the now open truck on the back, so they all go wee. Like let's.
I mean, that does sound so fun.
Okay, everybody, close your eyes. I'm going to look ugly again.
I was expecting Jonathan to just jump back there and punch everybody, use momentum, just hitting one after another.
I was going to, but the cyclone.
No, please go right ahead.
Cyclone,
no,
yeah.
No, I don't want to.
Cyclone sounds very fun. I mean, you've heard of Sharknado. You know, I just want to see Nazi NATO.
Nazi NATO. Agreed.
Okay, I will spend. You know what? This is fun. I'm gonna spend another fortune to get an automatic crit on this again.
That's wise because we are getting close to the end of a chapter, as I told you. So
exactly, you
might as well use them.
On this. So I don't have to use extra momentum for rolls. So I can just roll that flat, but I will tap into my weird again. So once more, I start to like, you know, all the translucent scope. But this time my hair starts to spin all wild. The sand around all of us starts to sort of whip around. It's like something out of the Mummy. And yeah, I will. You know what? Yeah, I will go ahead and go. So I'll just spend. I don't have to spend any my talk. So that's 3 total successes, which puts us up to 6. Then for magic, I will. Okay, so I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to. So this is remember this is the one where I have to spend extra momentum to get the cyclone to go on its own turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just want to see if there's anything I can do now. All right, so it exists. Let me roll my cost for this, and then I'm gonna spend a momentum if that's okay to to keep the turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry, there should be 2 more on top of that. Okay, I'm fine. And then what I will do is I'll spend the momentum to bring us back down to 5, and then it's time to burn some more momentum to get some extra power. I'm going to. Can you spend multiple for inflict harm? Can I spend multiple dice to get extra challenge die? Do you know
momentum?
Aaron?
Yeah, it's 1 get you 1, 3 get you 2, 5 get you 3.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm going to spend 3. Okay, so we still have 2 momentum for people who use plus power. That's 3. I'm gonna roll 9 dice really fast. If that's cool with you.
Yes, please roll 9 dice.
Let's see. So
9.
So now the other thing is that it's not supernatural, right?
No. These are just soldiers. No supernatural.
Okay,
here.
so the cyclone erupts on the back of the truck, starts whipping and swirling around. They're all right there, so they're all caught up in it. The actual thing has piercing 1 and stun on all creatures and damageable objects within the range of it. So that's 6 points of damage and 2 effects.
Oh my
piercing
word.
1.
Okay, let me go to the stats on my vehicle here as well. Okay. And stun. It's got 4 armor, so some of the armor is going to eat that up. And you stun the vehicle?
Well, I mean, stun's relative to the resistance skill of whoever. So I don't know if like the vehicle's stunnable, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't think so.
we'll
Probably
say
damage.
we'll say no to the stun on the vehicle, but yeah, you can pierce
Yeah, that makes
through.
sense. Okay.
Okay.
And then it's just your dudes. They gotta have what's the resilience skill?
2.
Okay, so then I think you're okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
This is
so
the
you're
first
okay.
time they've been okay
They're
with
not
that.
stunned. They're not. No, they take damage. They're
Yeah,
just
no,
not
but
stunned.
usually they're always stunned after you've cast this. So this is a first. All right. So how much
Yes.
damage do they all take?
They take a total
6.
of 6.
6
with numbers
piercing.
piercing. Yes.
So 7 points of damage, technically. Or no, it goes through 1 point armor. Okay.
Yeah, it goes to 1 point. Yes.
They're not dead. They are not dead.
They're
They all look
close.
like they're quite injured and hurt, but they're not dead. They're pretty beaten up. You would say even more past the point of bloodied, but they're all still alive. As this cyclone goes around the Jeep and kind of throws them back and forth and around, and they're hitting the top of the truck and the back of the truck and all of that, but they're still alive, and the truck shudders, and you pick it up off the ground a little bit, and it slams down, and they all hit and bounce up and hit the framework of where the cloth tarp was, but they are all alive. Barely, but they're alive. Do you guys want to spend the momentum and keep this going in your court, or do you want to throw it over to the Germans who can't hit anything?
I had to do that to use the cyclone.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is, because the truck is neck and neck with you, I'm going to have the soldier at the MP40 is going to hop over to your vehicle. You're so excited. He's going to spend a turn to try and get over there. Oh my god, he got no successes. So the truck is like going back and forth. He's got his MP40 in his hands. He like puts it aside because it's got it's slung over him as shoulder strap, and he jumps, and as he does so, the Jeep hits another rock, and it kind of like veers away, and he falls and gets sucked underneath the treads of the tank. With the classic Wilhelm as he gets consumed by the tank. All right, it's back to you guys.
Man. Look at them struggle. I mean, days like this, it just reminds you how good it feels to be a hero. Oh, so good.
You wish me to do something about the driver of the truck or the truck itself? Or Sergeant Moss, do you wish to go in and do your thing with the shield and sword?
I'll admit, there's one more guy in there. I kind of want to stab him too. Is that okay? I mean, I'll be real quick. I promise.
Absolutely.
I gotta clear the way for Gregor, you know.
Sergeant Morse, I defer to your greater combat skills and tactical acuity.
You know, on one hand, I hear you say that, but also you threw one Jeep into another Jeep. I stabbed the dude. I feel like you're doing pretty good.
You make me blush, Sergeant Morse. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, since this is the first time I've attacked him, I'll use my talent. And stab him. Only the one success. Just the one. That's all right. And then there's my Kopesh.
Kopesh. All right. 7 damage. So which one is this? There's the truck's kind of next to you. You're just going to lean over and stab? I'm sorry?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, as it's close, you just lean and start stabbing at these guys who are in position and ready, they're jockeying to get over there. So you just lean over, stab at them.
Preferably the one who's already injured. He's trying to lean against the wall. I'll wait till just when he's trying to steady himself.
Whichever one you hit, you kill. So how do you kill this one?
Actually, no, I like it better the way you described it. It was just kind of blindly stabbing. I don't even care which one I kill.
Okay.
Hey, get over here.
So
Stop it. Come on.
He's got his Gewehr out, and he's just kind of like trying to like bat away your sword with it as you're trying to stab at him, and makes a critical mistake and misses, and you find an opening and just right through into the chest. He looks
Once I
down.
find purchase, get a good angle, just kind of slowly.
Yeah, you
push it in.
slowly push it. He looks down as you're doing so in horror. He looks up at you, and you slide it out, and he just slumps over and falls over the side of the truck into the
I'm
desert.
just gonna wink at his friend and kind of like motion to the exit. I don't know if you're gonna stand me, but you can jump if you want. It's okay. There's no shame in it. You might live.
Yeah. Is it back to me?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So all of a sudden the tank you're on comes to a stop, and it shudders. I'm gonna need everybody to make me a save here to stop from flying off of this thing as he basically hits the brakes on this thing, just like throws it into like the last gear, and you screech to a halt suddenly because the driver was still alive on this thing. We'll do an agility athletics on this, specifically physical training if you have it to stay on, and it's gonna need 2 successes, please. 2 successes. So Ruby's got 2.
This is where you're going to see Leo's weaknesses.
Pavel has succeeded. I gave you guys the momentum for Pavel's success. Jonathan's fine, but Leo, you go flying and tumbling off of this thing. I'm just going to roll damage for something else. Ignore the effects that are on here. I'm just using damage from another weapon. 2 points of damage, which I don't think even hurt you. Does it?
No, it doesn't get to the armor.
Yeah. And there's no effects on it. So you just you fly off the front and tumble and roll in the sand as this Jeep stops, and the truck just continues on past you because they are not aware of what's going on. It's back to you guys.
You've made me very angry now. And he looks through the window at the driver.
Yes. That
And he
little
just
tiny slit
makes
on
a
the front.
fist.
Yes.
So I am going to telekinetically grasp this individual. I'm going to spend 1 momentum to get an extra die. Getting that momentum back, so he's held helpless. And then I'm going to spend my last fortune point to get another major action, and I'm going to crush him.
No, we've seen this before.
Yeah. It's just got to happen.
Are you turning him back into a ball?
Yep, a
I'm
meatball
turning him back into a ball.
inside this tank.
And I'm going to spend a momentum. So I have to spend 2 momentum to do that. And I'm going to spend 1 momentum to get an extra die.
Oh my god.
Okay. So
I'd say you succeed.
Yeah,
critically.
Succeed. Put 2 momentum back. And I'll spend those 2 momentum on damage because he really pissed me off.
All right. He was already injured by holy
Oh,
shit.
Damage.
God.
What?
5 of those are piercing.
No.
All right, describe the scene of carnage. He's dead. There is no way around it.
So yeah, it's once again, you look in and you just see his head crushed down into his torso, and then his arms and legs compress into a ball that then bursts outwards in blood and bone. No one throws me off a tank, mein Herr. No one.
Leo, the seats. We want to drive the tank.
Oh.
I think Greg is fine with it.
I am sorry, Ruby. He vexed me.
I fair. She's like wiping blood and guts out of her hair and stuff.
I like Griffin's suggestion of pulling him through the tiny little slit in the front.
Oh,
Should have thought that would have been nice.
That would have been beautiful.
The cheese grater.
Oh god.
Yeah, everybody's like marveling at that 14 damage. That's insane for this
Good
game.
Lord.
Holy shit. Would that have actually hurt you guys with your current resistance?
I mean,
It would have killed Leo. He's only
with
got
the
4 points of armor.
piercing, it would have hurt a little.
Well, it would have killed Leo. He's got 17 stress, but it would have hurt. That would have hurt bad.
All right, so you've got a dead German slumped down in there. You've got just blood and guts splattered all over the inside of this tank. Did you guys want to? Oh, you don't have momentum, so it's back to me. So I've got the truck just keeps going. Did not realize what was going on. All of a sudden, you see brake lights on. It comes to a stop. That's the driver's turn. It's gonna go back to you guys, but it's come to stop, and so the soldiers are about medium distance away from you guys. The other truck with the remaining soldiers. There's 2 soldiers remaining in the back. There's a passenger and there's still a driver. So there's 4 of them in total.
And the cyclone.
And a cyclone. So who wants to go next?
So
Who hasn't gone? I think Ruby.
Is it just Ruby?
Ruby.
it's just me. So yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do about wiggling into this tank. It's nice and lubricated, so I should.
Yeah, you toss the first body out. The first German, you just throw him out over the top, thud into the sand next to the tank, and then you shimmy your way down in the tight little seat where the other one was sitting when he was, a person. But there's just like blood and guts splattered everywhere. The seat's all like warm and mushy.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up a little in my mouth. And yeah, I want to see what I can do about firing this tank.
Oh, okay. Then you wouldn't have gone in the seat. You'd just be you'd be up top in the turret. So you want to fire the tank.
Yes.
Okay. So you get in there. There is a round chambered, loaded, ready to go, and you want to fire, Ruby.
I do.
Oy vey. All right. So yeah, it's gonna be fighting heavy weapons. Heavy weapons is the skill you'd use here. Well, it's fighting, but the specialty is heavy weapons. So it's fighting is still what you're gonna roll. You're not familiar with this. It's all written in German. You've never driven a tank before. You've never been in a tank. You've never fired a tank before. So I'm gonna make this a difficulty 3 for you to aim, figure out, fire all at once. But I believe in you.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna spend a fortune point.
I was gonna say, do you have any fortune left? Because that's an automatic crit, right?
I'm just gonna spend a fortune point and
roll the remaining die, like what Jeff did, where one of his dice became a crit. He just rolled the remainders.
Yeah. So fighting and what is this like?
Coordination.
Oh, excellent! I'm really good at that.
Oh my god! 2 critical successes.
You even need a fortune.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Take your momentum. Take your momentum, all of you. So Ruby gets behind the turret, and all of a sudden, she's cranking the wheel in there, and it's slowly turning towards this truck, and then you see the gun lowering and aiming towards this last truck, and you just start kind of like punching and hitting things, and all of a sudden there's a shudder as the whole tank kind of moves backwards and back forwards as it fires. All of you kind of like, you reach for your ears as this thing fires next to you, the deafening sound, and all of a sudden poof, the Jeep just explodes, and a massive fireball not even 20 feet from you, just obliterating it from existence. All of a sudden pieces of metal come raining down all around you after that, and Ruby's just sitting there on the turret afterwards.
Did I hit anything? Did it work?
Lieutenant, you have masterfully you're amazing.
Excellent.
Is there anything that you can't do? I mean, wow.
I don't know, man. There's still lots of adventure left to find out, my friend.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Are
they all?
They're all dead. There's nothing left of that opal.
We should just, maybe we hitch this a ride home. I have a promise to keep, so I would like to go into the driver's seat if that's possible with Gregor.
You look over at the temple that you've now driven closer to, and that lone security guy's just sitting there with his eyes wide open, witnessing this whole scene.
I am I'm truly sorry for the mess, Pavel. I will stay on the outside of the tank. I do not want to get my clothes as bloody as Lieutenant
Oh.
McKay is right now.
It's fine. This happens to us all the time. No, he likes Viscera. It's very strange. It might be a problem, but I'm okay with it.
Hi.
Hi, tank.
New word.
Lord.
Oh, that was glorious. I appreciate you guys getting all the criticals. That made for some really cool cinematic shit.
It was fun.
All right. So do you want to ride the tank? All of the Jeeps are destroyed. You took like a taxi or like a carriage out here. There's like a lone camel at the ruins themselves, and that's the security guard's camel that he rode out here. So there's only room for two of you, like inside the tank. The rest of you can sit on it and roll back to town. Is that the plan?
Pavel and Gregor, we've got this driving thing down. Don't worry at all. It's going to be great.
Will we be returning to see the major matters?
Probably. We'll see.
Right.
That's the intention.
So you're gonna have to try. You need to get out of Egypt now. You've got what you've come here for, and you're gonna have to radio back to Section D with your progress, and that's usually when they lead you to the next place.
We have to look back to
The local town was Kena, from what I remember. Qena, Kena. And then remember you took like a train to Luxor, and from Luxor you took a plane back to Cairo. Like there was various ways you could take, like a boat down the Nile, you could take a train, you could take a plane. You guys took the fastest way with the plane, but you still had to take a passage from Luxor to here, or the nearest town to these ruins. So however you guys want to do that, which route do you want to go? You know the Noctwolf are aware of your actions. You know there is a monk that was watching you in Duat and all of your actions, so it's probably been relayed back to wherever there were more Noctwolf in the area or in Egypt.
We must find a way back to town and ditch this tank and get out of Egypt, I would say. Before they catch back up to us and take what we have taken from under their noses yet again. Those silly Nazis.
Without drawing too much attention to ourselves, I would imagine.
Right, so we're gonna have to like stealthily drive a tank back to town.
Yes, we can drive it like halfway there and then like hop out and walk the rest of the way.
Pavel, drive casual.
Yes. Okay, Gregor. Okay, this one means go. This one means stop.
Dear Lord. All right, so you're driving the tank back to Kena. I don't know, pronounce it. And it takes some time. This is rather slow. You're grinding gears as you figure this thing out, and you eventually get it figured out. And you
Don't forget, Gregor was first in his class. I think he figures it out very quickly.
Yeah, yes, of course. You eventually finally make your way back to town. You're on the outskirts. It's dust being kicked up the whole way. Behind you see this big cloud that you've created as you've rumbled through the desert back, but you make it. As you're like rumbling into town, locals are like pointing and talking, and people come running over and they're looking in amazement at this thing. They've never seen a contraption like this before. They're coming over, they're like touching it as you're driving by slowly, and they're gathered around. You're kind of just like slow down because people are like just kind of encircling you as you do so. But you've made it back to town. But you have everybody's attention. There's no Germans in sight, though, which is a good thing.
So we should get back to the hotel. How can we give the slip to like half the
the whole town?
We should get on the rail if possible and get back to the airstrip and charter a plane out of Egypt. Perhaps attempt to contact Section D on the way to the airfield.
Okay. Are we going back for our stuff at the hotel, or are we just gonna go?
I'm afraid it would be in our best interest to abandon anything we have left. However, if there's something that we simply must retrieve, we can attempt it.
Nope, not on my account at least.
There was like a really big bag of nuts that we purchased in night. I mean, we can get replacements. That's fine.
Okay. Oh, all right. So what if we fire this thing again, like out into the desert? So like obviously not into like the town and buildings and things. And like these guys haven't seen a tank before, so they don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be loud, it's gonna be obnoxious, everyone's gonna scatter, and then we can just join the crowd and run to the rail station. What do you think?
Incredibly reckless. I love it.
It does sound like our style, yeah.
Okay, is everybody ready?
This time, Leo gets off of the tank and puts a little distance between himself and the tank because, as we've seen, his coordination is sad, very sad.
It's all good. Are you gonna make me roll to see whether or not I'm successful, Matt?
No, I'm not going to make you roll. You figured out along the way. Like you said, you ground the gears. If you know how to drive stick, you can basically drive this thing. So you've figured it out. You're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the turret around so
Yep.
that it's gonna be aiming like out to the desert.
Yep.
Right, and then yeah, I'm gonna shoot it.
You're going to load another shell. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm gonna shoot it and then run away.
Okay. Do you tell like people to leave? Like, do you tell like the locals to get out of the area in
Well, no, because
like Arabic or anything? Like, I'm asking like Pavel or Leopold, or you're just gonna fire? Did the rest of you leave? You know how loud this is. You still have ringing in your ears from the last time being right next to it when it fired.
Leo would be saying in Arabic, "My friends, please, you should back up. This will be very loud." And he backs way up.
Yeah, they all seem so interested and just engrossed in this thing. So all of a sudden, Ruby, you load the shell, and again it shudders back and moves forward, even though it's in park. And the noise, people are screaming, they're grabbing their ears, people are fleeing, kind of like running away from this thing. There are still people like hovering around. You don't clear everybody, but I'd say a majority of the crowd have left after you fired this thing.
excellent.
Pavel will get out at that point with Gregor. Whoever's still like there and like freaking out, he will say in Arabic. I don't speak the Egyptian dialect, but just general Arabic. Finders keepers, have at it, and then hurry after Leo.
Sure. Like people are still there, like clamoring over this thing as all of you climb out, and they're going in there and pressing things. You can hear gears grinding and stuff.
Leo looks over at Pavel and Gregor and Ruben. He's like, perhaps before we attempted to get on the train, the three of you should be bathed. You are literally covered in human blood and guts. I apologize, but
Right, that's a good point. Oh, that would probably be a good idea. And like another clothes or something, you know.
a quick trip to the bathhouse and perhaps some new clothes. I do believe we have the time for that, but because not only do you look terrible, you smell equally horrible.
Oh, remind me, jeez.
Oh God, goodness. Oh yes, you are right. That is embarrassing. Oh my God. No wonder they all look so frightened when I got out of the tank. Oh goodness.
No bad. It's just a little earthy.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna get bathed, clean off. I'm assuming you don't linger too long, but you clean off, get some clothes, some local clothes that you wear.
That sounds like the plan, yes.
Okay. So yeah, blend on in. So you guys get cleaned up, get some clothes. I'm gonna say the others who don't need to get cleaned off, you go to the train station, you find out when the next train's leaving back to Luxor, and it looks like it's leaving within the next couple hours. So you do have some time to kill. So while the others are taking a bath and getting clothes, you can like wander around, kind of get some information on what's going on, find out what's been happening here. and head on out if you like, or whatever else you want to do.
Yeah, Leo recognizes that we're probably on a serious clock with that many knocked wolf in the area.
Yep.
That we need to Diddy Mao.
Diddy Mao. That's right, Diddy Mao. Yeah, so you guys have your bath, you wait for the train, you get on it, you take the train back to Luxor. It is uneventful. There's locals on there. It's not even full. Heading back from this tiny little small town / village. You get to Luxor, which is much more hustle and bustle, busier place. You make your way to the airport. You book some tickets back to Cairo. It'll be leaving later this evening. Because remember, if that all took place in the middle of the night, your whole adventure, you woke up in the dawn to face this tank. So the day's kind of gone by. By the time you get to Luxor, you're going to be taking a late evening plane back to Cairo. If there's anything if you don't need to do anything in Luxor, it's also very uneventful. There's a lot of people like just kind of looking at you. You are out of place. It's not common to see foreigners here, like this far outside of Cairo still at this point. So you do get a lot of like unwanted attention, not nefarious, but just more curious than anything. But you guys take your plane back to Cairo, and what's your plan there? Do you want to try and get back in touch with Blythe Mathers? Do you want to try and get in touch with Strang? Do you just want to try and like get out of here? What do you want to do?
At the moment, we have no clear indication of where we should go, so perhaps we should try to contact Strang from a secure location. Major Mathers may be the best location from which to do this, and we can let him know that we are moving on, so he is not concerned about our whereabouts.
Very good.
Although I do not believe we should let him know where we are going in case the Knocked Wolf or the SS choose to pick him up at some point in the future.
Okay. So you make your way back to his compound. If you remember, it had like gates around it. It was in the middle of the city, but it had gates around it. It was an ancient old home, 2-story. You make your way back there. The gates are closed. You don't see the man who worked there anymore. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But
Jaron El Roth.
That was it.
That's what I got.
Yeah. But he is not there. He graded the gates last time. So the gates are just there. Remember there was a bell at the side. You ring the bell. And after some time, you see Blythe Mathers kind of waddle out and, oh, I never thought I'd see you again. Oh, my goodness, where have you been? Where did you disappear to? And he comes to the gates and opens it to let you all in.
We were following our dreams.
Dreams? You left in the middle of the night, my good man. You have dreams?
We wanted to get an early start on the day. That's all. You know, the tourist stuff, you know, before everything gets crowded.
Well, you seem to have caused quite a disturbance from what I understand. I received word from back in England of things, wheels in motion. You should come in. He welcomes you into his compound, closes and locks the gate behind him as you do so. If you remember, he did mention that he still, like, he is ex-army, but he does still keep in touch with what's going on there. I received a telegram from one Mrs. M. Strang recently, notifying me of your mission here. Not everything, but that I was to assist you any way I could to get you out of the country. And he hands you a sealed message. This was meant for only you. And passes it over to you, and you look inside, and it gives just a debrief. It just basically says, like, Europe is a hotbed. War will break out at any point. We need to move fast. Wheels are in motion. Section D is no more. Welcome to Section M. Follow next lead to India.
Oh, how exciting! Where am I, man? I was Colonel. Where, I wanted to say thank you so much to your gardener. He gave me so many good tips about, what you should and shouldn't do for like tropical flower. Is he about?
No, he disappeared as well. I thought he was with you.
Oh, how peculiar.
It's odd. This house is as much as his. His family's been here forever. I don't know where the chap went.
Oh, Major, do you have the ability to assist us in getting out of Egypt.
Yes, of course. Where are you headed?
It would appear that we are heading to India.
Yes. I can book you on a plane to go there. That shouldn't be a problem. There's no direct flights from here, but we could get you there. Where are you headed? Delhi?
Perhaps it is best that you do not know our exact location.
How am I supposed to help you get where you're going if I don't know where you're going?
If there is a cutout that is required, just get us to another location and we will continue on from there.
All right. The furthest I can get you, the first leg of the trip, will be to Calcutta. And then from Calcutta, you can take another plane to whatever your destination should be.
Mehor, you have been a great assistance to us. I would strongly recommend that you ensure your security. There are forces working in Egypt now who are very dangerous, and they may target you based on what you have done to assist us.
Well, very good. I'm not concerned. I have faced many nefarious folks before, and I served in the armed forces. I know I can handle myself. But thank you for the word of warning.
Excellent. So when can we leave, Colonel?
You could Major Bright Mathers. Thank you, though. And we could book you immediately. Shall we go back to the airport and get you on the next flight? I can fund the whole thing. I was told I'll be reimbursed, so I'm not. Don't be concerned about money or anything as such.
That would be greatly appreciated. Then. However, I believe that Pavel and Gregor left a bag of nuts in their room that they must recover before we leave.
It's very precious to us.
Oh, I may have eaten those nuts. I did not think you would return. They were delicious nuts.
It's okay. I do the same thing sometimes. Like it's late at night, you can't sleep. You mean to snack on one or two, and then the whole bag's gone. You feel terrible in the morning.
Especially the salted ones.
Gregor stares at him and says, Tank.
Okay. Well, then, perhaps we should return to the airfield under the circumstances.
Okay. All right. So you guys go back to the airport. Major Blythe Mathers funds. He pays for all of your plane tickets. He wishes you adieu, good luck in your mission, whatever it may be. And if you're ever back in Cairo, you have a friend.
Major, you're the best. Thank you.
My pleasure, my good man. My Yank friend.
You should be very careful, by the way. It is true, that they are looking for us. So, keep a low profile. I know it's difficult for you, but be careful, that kind of thing.
Everybody here knows who I am. There's no such thing as a low profile for me.
That's true, but maybe wear like a hat or something, and people, will look a different way.
Preposterous. I do have a fez, actually, that I quite looks quite good on me.
Flavor-wise, Leo says into the minds of everyone else, he's just going to die. We just need to go.
Gregor chuckles. Tank. Well, maybe something wide-brimmed, protect yourself from the sun.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Well, I appreciate the advice. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. Like I said, if you're ever back in Cairo, you have a place to stay and a friend waiting for you.
Thank you. She gives him a kiss on the cheek.
Oh my! Turns deep red. All right.
Gregor picks his pocket while that happens. Takes whatever remaining nuts are still in his pocket.
Hi. So you guys get on the plane. This is the end of the Egypt chapter, so we're done tonight. You guys, you're gonna get all your fortune back. We're gonna get an advance here. It means our buddy, another one. But we'll continue on because we've got 45 minutes. So let's go into the next chapter. So you're on the plane to Calcutta. your next leg of your journey, you don't really have a lot of leads to go on. Hopefully there may be another message waiting for you when you get there. Things are quite hot in Egypt. So you you make your way to Calcutta. You arrive in Dum Dum Airport, which is just north of Calcutta's city center. But it's quite busy. It's an important stopping point for those traveling into Southeast Asia. So there's quite a lot of people here. And it's actually kind of been, it's not super relevant, but a few years back, Amelia Earhart visited this airport in her her failed crossing of the world in her plane. But this is one of the stops that she made. So the name, you recognize it when you're here, you know, from the news when that happened back in 37. We're now approaching November of 1939, so the wheels are really in motion and things are starting to really ramp up over in Europe. But you arrive at Dum Dum Airport ready for the twice weekly, Wednesday or Saturday, flight to Delhi and beyond. You're escorted from the terminal building to your plane, a Douglas DC-3. Once your paperwork is checked and luggage loaded, it looks like you're the only ones flying today. Apart from the flight crew, the steward, but it's a comfortable plane, and for once, it looks like it might be a relaxing flight. The skies are clear, the heat isn't so bad, and you guys board the plane for takeoff. Inside the plane, it's comfortably furnished. There's a large armchair seats all over the plane. There's a little cocktail cabinet in the back corner, a sofa to lounge on, a selection of books and recent magazines for passengers to peruse. As you enter, the stewardess, she welcomes you, she greets you, she asks you, "Can I get you a drink? Is there anything you'd like before we take off?"
Those 3 bottles right there.
She kind of does a double take and
We get Leo is a little bit concerned about everything at this.
Of
point.
course, as you should be.
He's very insightful telepath. Does he get the feeling that any of these people may not be on the up and up, the pilot or the flight attendant?
Are you using a power, or you just kind of want to read them?
I just want to kind of read them
Sure.
first.
Yeah. Looking at them, you could make a insight observation test. Instincts in particular, if you have it.
Perfect. I do, and that is my jam.
We'll do one success on here. There's 2 pilots up at the front. You can hear them talking. There's a curtain separating the pilots from the area that you're in. Yeah,
2 successes.
Yeah. So you read her, you look over the pilots. You got 2 successes. Everything seems to be on the up and up. It almost seems too good to be true. The stewardess is very genuine. Is there, you could tell as an employee, there's no underlying tones. You don't see them going to the back and try to secretly do things. The pilots, they are speaking another language. What would it be in Calcutta? I don't even know what the language here would be. But whatever the native tongue is, they're speaking that, and it looks like they've got a map out and they're looking over the routes and they're checking all the different gauges and everything at the front of the plane. Nothing seems out of order here, and you got 2 successes. You've got a really good feeling and good read on this whole situation. Even though you're uneasy, you feel like you could possibly let your guard down here for once in this whole crazy adventure.
Okay. So he relates that. By the way, they speak Bengali in Calcutta and English.
Does anybody speak that?
No.
No, but I will go ahead and use, if I need to, momentum or
you could
to get gist of conversation around us.
The stewardess spoke in English to you, but yeah, the two pilots are speaking a local dialect.
Okay, could I mean, is it loud enough that you telepath.
He telepath. He feels no ill will or anything nefarious going on with these pilots. Don't waste the momentum just to get the same result.
Yeah, that's why I thought about that. I'm he's in their head. That's probably better.
Yeah. So you guys all feel comfortable. You feel like you take a loaf. Jonathan's literally sitting there, 3 bottles, one in each hand and one between his legs. He's sitting on the sofa. Before
I like to do, when they've got a mini bar, I like to make what I call a suicide. I just take some of everything, pour it into a really big cup, and I see how much of it I can drink before I pass out.
Okay. All right. Well, the stewardess leaves briefly and she comes back with more bottles after Jonathan has started his binge here, and restocked the bar after you've gone for all of the booze. Hey, you guys all we got a reroll here. Give a player a reroll, so let's keep that in mind.
Thank you.
But yeah, you all kind of like settle in. It's nice. It's comfortable. It's cozy. Like I said, it's gorgeous outside. The weather looks good. And you're hunkered down for a flight. Unless there's anything you want to do, then we're gonna take off.
How long of a flight is it?
It is. That's a great question. It's gonna be a 3-hour flight.
All right, I have a very important question. Is there scratch paper and pencils here?
There's paper and pencils if you would like
Perfect.
them, pencils, but not necessarily scratch paper. Yeah, there's pencils and paper available to
All
you.
right. After I'm about 3/4 of the way through my cup of suicide, I'm gonna step up my game with Gregor. We're going past paper, rock, scissors. I think I'm gonna try and teach him tic-tac-toe.
What that was him holding a pencil in his claws.
Yeah.
Gregor's eating nuts while he's watching you demonstrate it.
Yeah, there's definitely a selection of nuts because you're on a plane, so it's a must.
So how many games before Gregor beats you in tic tac?
Let's see. Roll let's see. What's a good one? Roll a D20. He's a quick learner.
He is first in his club.
Go.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty good. Within 11 games, he's already.
You're so drunk that the marmot beats you in 11 games.
Yep.
Get both of his hands on the pencil, and he's drawing like
Shaky little circles and X's.
Mm-hmm,
I wake up, I just have tic-tac-toe on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the flight
Just
takes
writes nuts across your forehead.
nuts. Takes off on time. The plane steadily climbs and heads westward. Yeah, it's enjoyable. You guys are lounging, you're sleeping, you're having some food that's available in here. Nothing's too special. Having some drinks. You're reading the magazines. It's talking about the building conflict in Europe and the different places that are falling to the evil Nazi regime, and you kind of you've been so detached from everything going on there the last couple months. You're not really aware of how bad things were after, even when you're in Vienna, and now especially after you fled Vienna, how bad it's gotten. And after about an hour or so, you notice looking out the windows, there's a dense, thick blanket of like fog and cloud all around you, and it almost seems to be like glowing white. And it's just like you look out the window and you can barely see the wing of the plane out the window when you look out there through this glowing white fog.
Occult or mysticism knowledge between Leo and I be able to lend some insight into what might be happening?
I'm not even gonna make you guys roll. Like, it's unnatural.
Sure.
Possibly magical. You don't know. You've never seen or heard anything of this. I'm gonna say you guys also haven't probably spent a lot of time in airplanes. Like, it's unusual, but I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna make you guys roll for that. Don't bother. But you can make me. You don't even need to roll for that. You can. The stewardess kind of seems a little panicked, and she starts coming around, and she says, "Yeah, please sit down. Make yourselves comfortable. Can I get you a blanket? It's starting to get a little chilly and cold in here. And can I get you a pillow, a blanket, maybe sleep? As we pass through this."
What is that? Is that I don't fly very often. Is that normal right there?
It's just inclement weather. We'll be through it shortly. We're going up, through the mountains, the Himalayas. So the weather gets a little weird sometimes here. It's a little strange. It's off, but we'll be fine. And you see her kind of like looking over at the cockpit where the little drape is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll lean over to Leo and be like, I do not think this is just inclement weather.
No, my friend, I believe we are experiencing the resistance we were expecting all along. We may need to be prepared to leave the airplane rapidly. Is that something you can effect? For it is outside of my skills. I mean, I might be able to slow myself if the plane breaks up, but I do not believe there is anything I could do to save us all.
Well, I have the teleportation. I've never tried to do it while having falling momentum. Well, not that kind of falling momentum. But if necessary, I could give it a try.
So we may need to be prepared for that.
Okay, one moment. Gregor, come here. We must prepare. So can we do like so I'm just
Do our
presuming,
mantle.
like yeah, we're doing our mantle stuff.
Sure.
now.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that, please.
Ruby's passed out in the chair.
Sure. Snoring. Oh my
That is-
goodness, you
That
guys.
is 3 momentum.
Ooh.
Damn, I got 0, but doesn't matter. I mean, you don't have to get any, but we do got 3 momentum.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't click momentum for some reason.
Yeah, I can't
Somebody else can do
either
it.
right now.
Weird. I can't either. It looks like it's kicked me out of the game, but you're able to roll. Like I'm getting nothing but like permission
I'll
and
just-
errors.
I'll
but-
just write it down.
Reloading. Yeah.
That's weird.
3 momentum. Okay.
Okay. So yes. So you have your mantles. What do you do now? What do you do now?
Are there this is very curious. Can we how many people would you say are on this plane?
It's just you guys. There's nobody else on it. And then the stewardess and the 2, like a pilot and a co-pilot. You're it.
It's just us. You say.
Just
Is there a cargo area perhaps?
There'd be like luggage space underneath the plane. Yep.
Yes. Could we I will ask this the steward, the flight attendant, whatever the proper terminology is. I will say, is it out of curiosity, do you have what are they called? The things like they look like umbrellas but with strings attached to them?
She looks kind of confused.
Parachutes. They are parachutes.
Yes, the pilots have parachutes at the front for them.
Oh, but the rest of us, what about us?
No, we don't have anything like that. But nothing. We're fine. Nothing's gonna happen. We're okay. It's completely normal.
Is it possible I could speak with the pilots
yeah.
briefly?
Yeah. Feel free. Go up there and I don't know. They don't speak English like I do, but you could try to
That
communicate
is
with
okay. I am a man of many languages. It is fine.
them. Oh, sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Feel free.
And I will go up to the curtain. I will pull it back. It is a much simpler time in 38?
Yeah. Well, it even says in like the write up this, it's like it's not uncommon at this time to go up there and talk to the captain. It's not like it wasn't. So you go up there and they're both speaking in their dialect, and they're like you see them like pointing at the dials and needles and various gauges, and then like the curtain opens and they like stop and they turn around and like they put on a smile.
Hello. I will try a few different languages, Hindi and, English. That's probably the only 2 that they might be able to speak. Will either one of those work?
Yeah, high or low? Oh, we don't have dice.
High, please.
Oh, we do. Low! Look at that, a 4.
shoot.
No, they just kind of like, they throw up their shoulders and kind of shrug and wave at you, smiling, and they kind of point to go back.
Right. I will try through a variety of pointing gestures, some somewhat basic universal like words that might kind of carry over from one language to the next,
Sure.
things like that, to try to communicate something in the neighborhood of what seems to be the problem, and that kind of thing. And I will burn a momentum to use my polyglot if that.
Before you do so, I'm gonna get you to make me a reason observation roll. It'll be specifically sight. And you don't need. You just need 1 success.
Okay. Well, I'll burn a momentum for that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the most
like 1 success.
I'm okay. I mean, like, it's 50-50,
Sure.
but this seems important. So,
All right.
okay, I'm glad
So
I
they're like,
did.
so like, remember they're pointing at the dials and the gauges and everything, and they're kind of
Yes.
like leaning over it now. You look over them and you see like the needle is like on all of the gauges and dials. They're just like spinning like clockwise, continuously
Oh,
on like everything on the front there.
right. That seems problematic. Do you know where we are?
There's a map lying there. You can like point at the map.
Yes. Oh, no, this is all like words and hand gestures.
Sure. Yeah. So you point at the map and you kind of like shrug like your arms up there, like, where are we? And they're just like, they're looking at you and they're kind of like smiling nervously. And they point on the map. They like take out a pencil and they circle like along this line, this route that is on this map. And then the co-pilot kind of stands up and he smiles. And he's trying to like usher you back.
What? Uno momento, por something or other. That's not the right language. I'm sorry. I know so many. I get them all confused. Is it possible to look at the map that they're using, the route we're taking, and see if Pavel is a learned man, a traveler, both in the physical realm and the dreamlands. There are places in the world that have folklore attached to them, things like is it possible anywhere along the route might have popped up as a purely like a vortex of like mystical power or something?
Yeah. So you want to make like an insight. Where's your mysticism shit? Where do you have that under?
That's mysticism survival.
Survival.
And then occultism is
sure.
under academia.
You could either do occult or mysticism and it'll be insight. Difficulty, I'll say 1.
Okay, I will go with insight mysticism. 1 success.
Yeah, so like in the Himalayas there are quite a few like monk orders that exist here that have been cut off from the rest of society. They're just kind of being discovered now, and there's talk of like mystical places like Shangri-La and all these things that exist out here, and these orders that have like powers that you couldn't imagine, like and so like this area you're in, there's a lot of occult and mysticism kind of like zeroed in here. This is almost like a ground zero for it where you're flying through right now.
Okay. 1 moment, and I'll come back to debate my friends, and I will say the instruments on this plane have ceased to work. They seem to have trouble navigating and don't know where they are, and then I'll kind of convey what I might know about the area. It might not necessarily be the Germans right now that are responsible for this, but might be we are just happenstance in the wrong place, or a place that maybe we are beacons of some kind. I don't know. It's theory.
Are they continuing to attempt to fly along their route through
That is
this?
Yes, that was I was going to suggest to alter course, but my concern then is their instruments are not working, and we have this strange fog around us, so they might be altering course and flying blind. So
into the Himalayas, the mountains are quite high here. It would be a great risk, not to mention the amount of fuel in the plane. We would definitely risk stalling at some point.
Yes, they are much bigger than Carpathians. Oh, what should I tell them? We have worked out a certain code, so I can sort of communicate with them if there's something that a course of action we might recommend.
Other than attempting to keep the course, perhaps a greater elevation, if possible, higher altitude may reduce the risk. However, we must be prepared to abandon this plane should it begin to fall.
Yes, I agree. There were parachutes, but only enough for for the pilots. Which means the stewardess would be, that's terrible. Stay focused. Okay. Okay, I will go, cheerlead a bit.
So, as you go to turn, all of a sudden, this like red light sort of like fills the cabin from the windows on either side. And when you look out the window, you can see this like red orb at the tip of the wing. You can now see the tip of the wing through the fog. You see this glowing red orb hovering at the tip of the wing, right above it. And you look out the window and you see one on the other side.
Can we do like an occultism or mysticism roll to try to understand what that could possibly be?
God, I should have mixed absinthe into the suicide.
Two of your party are like passed out. One of them's drunk.
It is good that Leopold does not drink. The mind must be
Someone's
kept
going
sharp
to-
to be
No.
a weapon.
Yes, someone's going to have to carry Morris. That is,
I'm
and both of
fine.
us are not. We're both weak.
Yes.
You know what?
I can do this all day.
You can you can roll if you want to try and get momentum, but you're not gonna like. I'll just tell you guys now, like you have no clue what this is. Like
Okay,
you've never
okay.
seen or heard anything of this before. So if you want to roll, try and get success, you can. You could also get threat, critical failures. I'll leave it up to you, but I won't make you guys roll just to learn nothing. It's you've
No,
never
he does-
seen or heard of anything like this before.
This is. I have never heard of an effect such as this, Pavel. Have you, as your particular brands of magic? Is this something you're familiar with?
There are winds and clouds and other elements, but no, this is peculiar. I do not. My instinct is that this is a threat, but I don't know.
Is it having any effect on the plane?
Yes.
Well, all of a sudden the curtain at the front opens, and one of the co-pilots is calling for the stewardess. And as it opens, you can see there's a red orb at the nose of the plane as well. And looking out the front, you can see that the plane is steadily climbing, and it's becoming really cold in here.
Oh goodness.
Perhaps see if the pilots can force the nose down. If not, we must perhaps abandon the plane.
I believe. Okay, I will go up and I will again very careful communication. I will use hand
Yeah.
signals and use words. Nose down.
They seem flustered. You can see like their faces are flustered. They don't know what to do. The pilot kind of looks back, gets a general idea, and he like plunges the yoke forward to get the plane to go down a bit as it's climbing steadily. And it starts to go down, but then all of a sudden that orb in the front gets like almost underneath the nose, and the whole plane just lifts back up, corrects course, and continues on the direction it's going. Almost like these orbs are guiding the plane. You're not hitting any turbulence at all. You're still engulfed in this cloud of fog. You don't know where you are. You can't see where you're going. But it seems now like these things have taken over for the pilots. Like they both have their hands off. The gauges are still going nutty. They're going just spinning constantly. But these things have essentially taken over.
Oh goodness. I will. I don't know if this is gonna work. Looking at, I made this list of like different Celtic gods to invoke, and I'm trying to remember. And so, trying to invoke the god of wind to try to help with like the descent. And so, I would just behind them. I would like mutter a prayer, like invoke. Hang on, let me figure out what I think it was Borum. That was the Celtic god of wind.
Okay.
So I would be like, Borum, please assist these poor, silly fools who are incapable of their machines. We are but small, insignificant creatures traveling into the sky. Frost your air. Your winds are great. We have perhaps reached too far, too fast, but we are but travelers in need of your help. Please, please, I summon your winds to help guide us to safety. I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but I want to try to invoke a Celtic god of wind to try to help the plane move in safer directions.
So, do you have to roll or anything for that, or is it just like?
I mean, it's just I have a focus in invocation.
Oh.
That's all I do. It's like
Okay,
that's all it is.
I'll tell you what. You pray to your god. This god. This is like kind of the first time we've seen Pavel do this. And all of a sudden, the wind picks up, and you almost feel it like lift under the wings and like push all of a sudden behind, and it almost seems like it starts to accelerate and move even faster in the direction that these orbs are carrying the plane, almost like it's assisting it in moving faster in its journey.
Oh, and I will say thank you. Thank you. Go faster. Go. I would try to see if I can beseech them. Like if speed is helping us, I will try to get the pilots to see if they can
Sure.
turn the things to 11 or whatever.
Faster,
I don't know
pussycat,
anything
kill,
about flying.
kill. That's what you shout from the back. Sure. Now
And I will
it's
turn
the,
to- yeah,
still guiding
yeah,
it,
I'll
but your
turn to
god
Leo.
seems to be like working in tandem with these orbs, from what you
Yes.
can tell.
I will turn to Leo at that point and I'll say, I have invoked the god bottom of the winds, and they seem to want us to go with these orbs. Perhaps I was too quick to subscribe. Danger to them. Perhaps they are guiding us somewhere.
Very
Do you think that is
interesting, my
possible?
friend. It's without a doubt it is possible. I am more
you-
interested in this god that you say you invoke. Is this some sort of form of greater human subconscious, a funneling and of psychic power manifesting as a subconscious force?
Little column A, little column B, perhaps. I don't presume to know. But perhaps can you extend your telepathy and see if there is another consciousness here at work, whether it be Borum itself or some alien like intentions around us? What is their motivation for this? Why are they doing this?
I can attempt to read the mind. I will filter out all of the minds that I know are currently present within the plane and see if I can reach a consciousness outside of the plane. However, I have
Nice.
never attempted anything quite like this before. It may be beyond my abilities. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah. What do you want to go for ultimately? What's the game plan here?
To see if I can telepathically reach a consciousness that is not one of, the 7 people on the plane.
Well, I'll
And
tell.
the range on it's not that. Let me double check. So I could spend a momentum to make it long range.
Yeah, you're not gonna reach anything.
Or I could spend the 3 momentum we have to make it anywhere on the planet Earth.
You could do that, or you just look out the window as the fog begins to clear.
Better.
And as it does so, the orbs are still on either wingtip, the other one's still in the nose, but the fog starts to clear. And the first thing you notice is it's nighttime. You should have been at your destination like mid-afternoon at the latest. It is night. It's black outside. And you are surrounded by mountains. Like, you're nowhere near Delhi, nowhere near your destination. You're flying over a seamlessly endless array of mountains and featureless plains. And as the plane gets guided over top the peak of one of these mountains, the orbs start to they move a little bit out of sight at first, and you can feel the plane start to slowly descend down into these mountains somewhere. You can't see too well. Like, there is moonlight, it's a full moon, so you're looking outside, you're trying to catch glimpses of whatever you can, but you can't make out a lot. But you can definitely feel that you're now descending. The plane is going down. And it goes down and down and down. It seems almost like it's going on forever. But as you get closer and to the ground, you see that there's lush, fertile valley below with rivers glistening with water in the moonlight. There's trees and grass, well-tended fields that look remarkably smooth in this valley of these mountains. and all of a sudden the orbs touch you down on the ground with a surprisingly soft landing. And after you come down on the ground, there's not even a thud. It's almost like you're just down, placed down gently. They fly up in the air to just disappear into the night sky.
Well, we can certainly leave the plane more safely now. Perhaps we should go explore and see who it was that escorted us here and just where, in fact, we are.
Ah, even though we may be a little early for this, perhaps we should follow the yellow brick road should it be present. We are not in Kansas anymore.
I don't. Leo, I'm sorry. There is no road out there. It is like fields and.
Some fragment of some super consciousness thought entered my mind there briefly. Perhaps someone is somewhere sitting writing something. I do not know.
Okay. As he turns around, Sergeant Morris, are you okay? You Ruby? We have
It's crazy.
We've got a layover in some random place. Where should we go? Take a look. Are you ready? Are you okay?
Yeah.
The captain's
Right.
trying to crack the door open on the plane there.
No, wait. Let us just sit. Go. Yeah, good job with landing. We will take care of this part.
They look kind of over. The stewardess translates to them because she understands.
Like, perhaps you wait here and check your instruments. See if repairs need to be affected. We will see if we could find help. How about that? Yes, you know more about planes than we do.
Sure, she relays that, and they say something, and she said, but they want to get outside to see if there's anything wrong with the plane.
All right, let us just do a quick onesie, really quick, just 1 second, Ruby, Sergeant Morris.
So Ruby doesn't wake up until she hears the pilots trying to open the door, right? Because
sure, yeah, you slept through this whole thing.
So I'm assuming because the engines are going, it's pretty loud. It wasn't until it was quiet that kind of woke up and be like, oh. So yeah, that was a pretty nice flight, hey?
It was great.
All right, so who wants to go check out Delhi? I'm famished.
I do. It's beautiful here.
Oh, excellent. All
Yeah,
right, so
we are not exactly in Delhi.
We're in the
Ruby.
suburbs.
oh,
We are, Leo thinks we are. He has eliminated Kansas, but other than that, we are not sure where we are.
Kansas? Oh my God, Leo! I'm sure you're not correct with that. Kansas is way far away.
No, I was hearing echoes of someone named Baum in my mind. Something just touched on it. I do not know.
Fair.
I was attempting to reach out across the entire globe of the planet using my telepathic abilities, and there were some other thoughts filtering around.
Wow. Holy smokes.
Fascinating.
Yeah, if you look
Crazy.
out the window, either of you, you see there's grass, a meadow, there's water outside, and then you notice there's a little old man wearing a red robe, kind of hunched over. He's got some white wisps of hair, and he's standing, looking at the door, standing there, almost like he's waiting, and he's got his tongue stuck out. Just looking at the door, waiting, with his tongue out.
That must be our contact, right?
It
What
would
does-
seem that way.
I'll find out.
If anybody wants, you can make me an Insight Academia roll. Or
Hey,
Insight Observation. Instinct.
I'll do that inside academia.
Direct
One success.
observation.
So, Insight Academia, you've heard of this before. This is a common greeting in Tibet. It is to show that the person is neither a devil who would wear a person's skin as a guise, nor a follower of Bon who allegedly have black tongues. So this is like a welcoming sight. He's showing you, I'm not evil. I'm not a devil, and I'm not a black magic user. And he's just sitting there with his tongue out, waiting for the door open. But this is a positive, welcoming way to greet people.
Everyone, perhaps when we open the door, stick your tongue out at this small old man, and we shall see what is going on.
Ooh, you really, the world is full of silly things, but okay.
Let's open the door and see what
Yeah.
the guy's
Yeah,
got to
it's open.
say.
You open the door and he sits there, and he shows you his tongue, and he looks excited when he sees Paul. Like you said, he's hunched over. He looks really old, red robe, like a Tibetan monk sort of robe. And yeah, he sits there and he sees all of your tongues, and then he motions for you to come forward.
We follow.
Sure, you get
I
the plane.
follow,
And
at least.
he hobbles over. He's got like a big walking stick that he uses as he walks over. It looks like it's carved out of bone with almost like an eagle carved into the end of it. And he wanders over to you and he goes, Tashi Dalek, I am Saring Lama. And he greets you in your native tongue. And he does so to each person in their native tongue, going down the line, shaking their hands, grasping their hands, and welcoming you. As he does so. The people of Garada, I welcome you to my humble home. No doubt you are tired, bewildered. Now you follow me to my residence, and I will give you food and shelter for the night, and I will get you caught up on everything in the morning.
Excellent.
Also, the two pilots and the flight attendant stewardess on the plane. What should we do? Tell them to do. My new friend.
They can come as well. They're welcome too. You're all welcome to come back to my residence, and I will look after you.
Yo, it is very kind of you. Are we to presume that you're the one who was responsible for our safe landing?
Yes, my friends looked after you and got you here. It's very important, it's very dire with the situation going on right now in the world, but we can discuss that more in the morning. I need you, I brought you here.
I see.
Ruby will go to Sergeant Morse. Oh, is he friends with the pilots then?
Maybe. I thought we were going to India, but maybe we're like at the North Pole or something. Is this Santa Claus?
How long did I sleep for? Where did we go?
I don't know. I'm really drunk.
Sergeant Morris, Lieutenant McKay, we shall get you up to speed, as they say, when we get settled.
Sounds good.
Was a very eventful flight that you missed.
I see. I'll take your arm, Sergeant Morris. Help you stumble across the pathway.
Somebody poke me in the face.
No, there's nothing written. I am so sorry for the American and the American light. They
American life.
they're not used to international travel and everything.
Oh God. It's
Oh
all
my
right.
God.
It's all right. I have not had visitors here for a long time, and I have been here for a very, very, very long time. He's walking and speaking with you. I have lived a long life, and I can't even recall how long I've been here or how long I've been alive.
We greatly appreciate your hospitality.
Yes. Oh, no. Like I said, I need you. I need you. I've brought you here. It's the least I can do is feed you and keep you warm before I send you on. Oh, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
You're home in danger.
No,
My friend.
your home, the world. I fear my time is not long on this world much longer, unfortunately. But there is great evil afoot, and I need your help to stop it.
Well, we would be grateful for your assistance.
For
our assistance with you.
Oh. As you're talking, he kind of looks past you and he sees the shield on Jonathan's back, and he kind of pushes past you and walks back towards it, and he touches it. Ah, I see you've already found the Paladin.
Yeah, this thing was cool.
Oh, this was instrumental in the destruction of my home. Where did you find it?
Oh, sorry. There's this place, like you had to put your hand in a thing, and it would probably bite it off if you were a snake. It's a long story.
Hmm. Well, I'm happy it's fallen into the hands of a good man, and not those not those who are evil. Those who would look to
Yeah.
cause damage and rash, cruel carelessness and destroy the world. You are good. You may do strange things, but at heart you're a good man, Jonathan Morris.
Yeah.
He keeps walking. That is just the first piece, and we cannot allow the other pieces to fall in the hands of evil. And that is where I need your help. You have already started on this journey, and I will lead you in the right direction for the rest of it.
I think we might actually have another piece. And Ruby will go into her bag and pull out the sun. We found this in Egypt. Just
He takes it, and he touches it. He puts his hands right away, his fingertips in the back. I have not seen this in a long time. Both these pieces, I have not seen them since the destruction of my poor Atlantis, when I fled it. When these were instruments in its destruction.
Wait, Pavel will.
Pardon me, sir. Did you just... Pavel, did you...
Pavel will utter like a greeting in Atlantean because he knows the language, but he's never spoken it.
Right.
It's always been
text?
just purely. Yeah, it's just like so he will just like for the first time ever, like somebody else has messed around with this fictitious language that he has consumed in his travels.
Yeah.
Whoa! It's real. It's not French.
What is this? I'm so tired of hearing about this French. Like it is the most ridiculous thing. Like, okay, we get it. We made something up. Big jeez.
So you say like hello or greetings or something in Atlantean, and you see the corner of his mouth just kind of go into a little smile. And he shakes his head. And he goes, I have not heard my language spoken in a long time.
Oh. Pavel will get like a huge grin on his face and we'll look at Leo, huge grin on his face, look back at this guy like a little kid, very excited. You must tell me everything about your homeland. I have so many questions that we'll talk about in a few weeks, but I have so many questions.
He walks over, he puts his arm around you. He said, oh, no, tomorrow. I have lived a long life, but I feel it is coming to an end. I have been waiting for you all to arrive, and I feel my days are numbered now that you have made your way here. You must set forth on a path to protect the world and prevent its consumption from the fires of war.
That is our aim. Yes.
Yes.
Our intentions align. This is. I would say it is fate if it was not for your intervention that brought us here.
Yes. This was part of your fate. You were meant to be here. You're all meant to be here. You're meant to meet one another. All the events that brought you here were meant to happen, and you were meant to save the world. So what happened to my home doesn't happen to the rest of this world. There's much evil. When I wandered it, looking for this place, I met many an evil man, and I finally settled here where it was nice and peaceful.
Where is here?
We are
Rada?
hidden away in the Himalayan mountains. Don't worry, you'll be okay. Now come back to my residence. It's late. You must sleep, and I will feed you, and we will learn more tomorrow. You have work ahead of you.
Thank you. We appreciate your hospitality.
The best.
Leo's just stunned into silence. He's just following along next to this guy, just completely
Yeah.
shocked.
Pablo's like,
Come
giddy.
here. I need to tell you I love you.
You're still drunk.
Americans. Ugh.
Everybody make me an insight survival test. Just one difficulty.
Inside survival.
Full successes.
Yeah, give
Two
yourselves
successes.
momentum for all your extra successes to carry over to next session. But looking up in the sky, you try to like get a bearing of where you are. The constellations don't seem to be there. If they are there, they're not in the right place for the longitude and longitude of where you assume you are in the world. Like nothing seems right in the night sky if you're trying to like figure out north, south, and guide yourself by the stars right now. But
Maybe threat. I don't think we want to create a complication here.
Yeah. All right, yeah, 2 threat. Yeah. Now you don't want a complication here in Shangri-La or wherever you are. Why don't we leave off there? I think that's a good place as you're being led back to his residence, his house, whatever he lives in. So, you guys get an advance because we
Ooh.
finish a chapter. You also get all of your fortune back. And so we will not be playing next week. I am away, unfortunately, but we will be back the following Thursday. We're picking up with Achtung, Cthulhu and being guided through a valley by an Atlantean. So let's do the
Nice.
round table. Jeff, what do you got going on?
Yeah, twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. Tomorrow you can catch Aaron and I as we're playing through Hunter the Reckoning, continuing our chronicle tomorrow night. Saturday, One Ring Second Edition is we have a Waking of Angmar campaign. I think it's like episode 30. Been playing it for several months now. And Monday you can catch Jeremy and I as we are back to Holler for Savage Worlds.
Very good. Megan, what have you been up to? Have you played any games since we saw you last?
No, I've been traveling around the rural parts of the world where I live, going to medieval fairs.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's fun.
That is fun. Aaron, what do you got going on gaming wise?
Let's see. Tomorrow on Garblag Games at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll be finishing up Josh's run of Blades in the Dark. And then the following week, Jeff and I will be starting another campaign of Blades in the Dark where I'll be running it. On Monday, I believe on Garblag, that's going to be City of Mists. Tuesday, I think we're back to Coriolis. Wednesday, it'll be a little Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition, Once Upon a Time in the Old World again. And then Thursday, I do not know what's going on during the day. And obviously, we will not be here Thursday night.
Correct. I really wish I could play in your Blades in the Dark game.
Me too.
Me too.
Jeremy, tell me about this Patreon.
Aaron, recent Patreon. You've got comics, art, RPG assets. It's a good time.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to Modifius for hosting us and April for dropping by. And as always, it's been a pleasure. I'm really enjoying this campaign, this game. This group is awesome. We had some amazing cinematic moments at the beginning of it, and we're gonna keep plugging our way through this campaign till we're done. So we'll see you guys all in 2 weeks, 2 Thursdays from now. We'll be back. Have a great week, everybody.